overweight,
So you can book your sort of session and we can see you soon.
unhappy, unemployed,
Hey guys, I'm about to go meet some of my friends.
and diagnosed with every single mental illness. This is what my life looked like 4 years ago. Fast forward to today, and my life looks completely different. I built 2 successful businesses, I've spoken on stages all over the world, and I'm in the best shape ever, both physically and mentally. I'm living the life I once prayed for. But it didn't happen overnight, and it wasn't easy. I had to literally brainwash myself in 5 different stages in order to get here. So if you're feeling like me 4 years ago, lost, tired, misunderstood, knowing that you could be achieving more, then this video is for you. Now, stage number 1, the anti-vision. So like anyone my age, the first place I looked for when I realized I had a problem was the internet. And at the time, one of the big trends for self-help was affirmations. But I had way too much negative energy and anger to pretend that I was happy and living my dream reality. So I did something different. I looked at the facts, I listed them all down, and instead of using those things as excuses, I made it my life's mission to never let any of that ever happen to me again. And this is called negative visualization, and it's incredibly powerful. Most people need someone to run towards. I just needed something to run against. So when I couldn't get out of bed, or I put off finding a job, fixing my health, or learning new skills, I reminded myself of where I'd end up if I kept on giving myself excuses. And the thing that pissed me off the most was the consistent support for being average that society gave us. Love yourself as you are, or like, you don't need to change. Yes, I did, because it's not okay to be unhappy every day. It's not okay to take pills every day. It's not okay to be addicted to social media, and it's not okay to be unemployed. So this negative visualization can help you build what is known as that anti-vision. And my formula was simple. Look at the goals and dreams I had, see how far away I was from achieving them, look at the resume of failures I had, get angry, and then use that pain as power, so at the very bare minimum, I'll get out of bed. Because honestly, that is the hardest bit, going from 0 to 1. And after a week of simply getting out of bed and going for a walk, I stacked one big win, which led me to the second phase of hacking my brain, phase 2. Addiction. Look, feeling sad and staying in bed is easy, but getting out of bed and doing something completely new is hard. This is because our brains are wired to seek comfort and avoid pain. But when you do something hard and reward yourself afterwards, you rewire your brain for growth. You create a positive feedback loop in your brain, reinforcing that pushing through discomfort leads to positive outcomes. Essentially, you're learning how to delay gratification. And learning this will make your future self thank you. Here's how it all started for me. Instead of doom scrolling on social media yet again, I decided to sign up to a 997 course on social media. The course was horrible, and it didn't make me any richer or smarter, but it gave me access to the people in the same boat as me. And every single person that is looking to succeed or change needs this. You need to be surrounded by people who elevate you, even if it's just a tiny little bit. And in that group from that course, I saw all the members keeping each other accountable and pushing each other. More knowledge, new goals, and different conversations. And slowly, I became addicted to the dopamine rush from sharing progress on that Facebook group with other people. I could only post a win until it was a win, which meant that I had to sit down and actually do the work for hours, days, or even weeks, forcing me to delay gratification daily, which in turn led me to take massive action so I could attempt to get to those wins quicker. And this cycle would repeat itself every time I joined a new course or group. Even if I didn't end up succeeding at the business model, I was slowly stacking private victories. The dopamine I used to get from social media, sleeping, or overeating was slowly being replaced by this new dopamine of completing a hard task and posting it in that group. I brainwashed myself to be addicted to hard things. And here's the thing, the more impatient you become with executing on the inputs, the better your outputs will become. And in order to do that, you need 2 things. Have a reward system for yourself. So if you wake up and go for a walk, you can have 20 minutes of guilt-free social media scrolling. If you go to the gym 5 times this week, you can then buy a new hoodie. Or if you make 5 cold calls today, then you can post it on the Facebook group you're in and get some higher quality dopamine from the praise you'll receive. And again, it's all about rewiring your brain to crave the hard by using positive reinforcement, where your hard work fuels your success, and that success motivates you to push even harder. Second, you need accountability buddies. The biggest blessing from social media is how easy it is to find people who are just like you. Invest in a course and join these communities. I guarantee you'll find like-minded people who are trying to level up as well. Find one person trying to achieve a similar goal and challenge each other until you no longer need the external person there. This is still my biggest hack when it comes to growth. I'm extremely competitive and I love a challenge. The pursuit of growth may not drive me, but beating someone sure as hell does. I actually started my agency and took that marketing course because I saw someone with way less experience than me doing it. So I took that negative emotion and turned it into an avenue for potential growth. And even now, pursuing YouTube was something I always wanted. In fact, it's in my dream chart from 2020. I've always aspired to it, but I didn't go all in until I saw a friend of mine doing it. It pissed me off so much that he was doing something that I always wanted to do, but I had given myself every excuse not to. So within a few weeks of seeing him doing, I started posting on YouTube so I could beat him. And if you want to help me do that, please subscribe to my channel and like this video. No worries if not, just know that I will remember this forever. Now, carrying on, I turned my why them mentality into how can I do it mindset. There are people with less experience than you doing the thing that you want to do because they believed in themselves enough and took action. But the problem with this at the time for me was that I still lacked belief in myself. So in order to find that belief, I entered one of the most intense yet effective periods of my self-improvement journey. This is stage 3, improvement. So just for context, at this point, I had been diagnosed with BPD, depression, PTSD, high-performing anxiety, binge eating, all of it. I was in therapy with various doctors and I saw no progress. I had tried and failed at a few business ideas. And on top of all of that, we were stuck in the middle of COVID. I was stuck in my childhood home, back to family rules, and I felt like my life was going backwards. Forced to stay inside, I looked at myself in the mirror and I decided I didn't want to remain in this box I was being put in. When my personal reality was impacting my personality, making me a victim. So instead, in all the darkness, I chose to see opportunity. And that opportunity was to go all in on me because I had nothing else to lose. I went into full monk mode. This single mindset shift put self-improvement as a top priority in my brain. So it started picking up signals which were in alignment with that. My thoughts started to slowly align to this new goal, improving me, whatever that meant. And this is not some woo-woo medicine, it's actually neuroscience. It's called the reticular activating system, RAS, a part of our brain that filters information based on what we deem important. By setting a clear intention, I primed my RAS to spot everything that aligned with my new goal, self-improvement. So at home, I started finding all these books on business, religion, mindset that I'd never seen before. And even online, when I was looking for anything, I'd find myself deep down in the work of Bob Proctor, Joe Dispenza, Andrew Huberman, and so on. Taking everything they said in like a sponge, I created this new routine. No drinking, daily exercise, daily meditation, reading, journaling, little to no social media, and not really seeing anyone besides my family. I must mention though, this was incredibly easy for me since we were forced to stay at home during 2021. But even with all of that, I still felt stuck. I was progressing mentally, I felt different, but my reality remained the same. I was doing all the work internally, but was still trying different business models, failing at them, charging the bare minimum at my parents' house and away from my dream reality. Still hated the way I looked, my clothes didn't fit, and some days I felt good, some days I felt bad, volatile mood swings. I didn't understand anything. And I felt so uncomfortable with where I was in life. And that's exactly what self-improvement is meant to do to you. Because on one hand, you have all of these authors telling you to just change, and in the other, there you are, not changing at all. Frustrated with all of this effort and fed up, I gave myself a deadline. I said to myself, I want to go back to university and do a master's degree and prove to myself that I'm somewhat smart and can get into my dream universities. Because at that time, all I wanted to do was learn. I honestly didn't think I could ever make it as an entrepreneur, and consistently learning new things was something I truly enjoyed. So I did the one thing I never thought I'd do. In that last cry for help, I prayed to God. I'm not religious, I was raised atheist, and I never talked about this before anywhere, but I promised him to leave my old life behind completely. At the time, it was a very hard ask because that was all I knew and loved. The people, the parties, the alcohol, the lifestyle, I said, take it. I'll go and create a new life worth living to you and of course by my family. So with that decision made, I took my first positive step. I went to open a new LinkedIn account to get references for university as I needed them for my applications. And so I went to spend some time on the platform and realized how much it had changed since I last deleted it the year prior. People were going crazy viral and posting content that could have easily been an Instagram post. My curiosity got the best of me, and for the next few weeks, I analyzed it obsessively. I had Google Docs open, notes and YouTube videos on my watch list, and that is where I unlocked stage number 4, hyper focus. I found the best creators, the content styles that I like, and started drafting some content and adding connections so I could at least get 500 plus since I had 0. I was weirdly obsessed with LinkedIn, instantly drawn to it for some reason. And then on a random Sunday in the middle of May, my post went viral. 300,000 impressions and 4,000 likes. And trust me when I say this, in life nothing happens, then everything happens all at once. Next thing I know, I was spending my time talking to new people on the platform, making new like-minded friends and investing time into something that had some purpose. They had the depth that I was seeking, which I found on books and journaling, but never in another person. The year prior, I had read so much, but didn't have many people to talk about it with. And now, I felt like I finally found my people. I was changing slowly. I don't think I even noticed it at the time. And it all came from being hyper-focused and obsessed with one thing and one thing only, LinkedIn. And then, one day, I woke up to an email, an acceptance letter to my dream university. And suddenly, all the discomfort that I had gone through up until that point made so much sense, because God won't ever give you peace in something He never meant for you to settle in. But there was one piece of the puzzle still missing, and it took other people to help me realize it. And that was stage number 5, confirmation. So all my life, I've always had massive insecurity. I never felt like I'd ever be good enough. That's probably why I needed the validation of building a business or getting a master's degree. I was consistently chasing the next big thing that could potentially make me feel worthy. But in that pursuit, I found people who believed in me even when I didn't. I speak about this often, but I found my first ever mentor by accident. He was just somebody who over time offered help, shared his knowledge, and led me to a solution. And I always wondered, why me? Why is this millionaire literally giving me his time for free? And then I met other people who did exactly the same for me. People I admired were treating me with the same respect I would treat them and welcomed me into their world. The validation I pursued in business, I got from my new friendships. They pushed me to new levels every day. They called me out on my BS. They looked at my work and gave me feedback, all completely for free. The privilege of being accepted by these people had such a pivotal impact on how I perceived myself and helped me confirm all the work that I had been doing on myself that year. I went from extremely insecure and shy to slowly growing into myself because they saw me for who I was and accepted me for it. And since they had so much faith in me, then I started to exceed the expectations that I had for myself because I felt like I needed to show up for them. I needed to be the person that they saw me as. So to do this well, I focused on writing outstanding content on LinkedIn. Every post needed to be clear, specific, and actionable, which led me to build an undeniable personal brand as a result. Second, I made financial progress on my business. I had access to 3 of the best minds on the platform. They gave me their entire playbooks on lead generation, writing, and content. It was my duty to simply execute. And if I had a question for them, I made sure as hell that there was proof of me applying what they were teaching me. Because respect is everything in this game. Going from 0 to 6 figures wasn't because of me, it was because of them. And the third thing I did is that I networked a lot. You see, there's a hidden currency people fail to see, and that is access, social access. Becoming close to these mentors gave me access to their network. And again, all I needed to do was look good. I put myself out of my comfort zone, networked a lot, even with their friends, and became acquainted with them, building even more leverage for me over time. And as a result of all of this compounding networking, sales, implementations, growth, I was able to give back to them. This was either in friendships or I was able to pay some of them to be my coaches. And to be honest, they truly wanted me to succeed. So seeing me implement what they told me was enough for them too. And that brings me to today. I've become the person that I once wrote about. Running marathons, creating content just like this, building businesses, and honestly, being surrounded by people who make me feel alive. It's all I truly ever wanted. I feel so rich in friendships, rich in time, rich in love, and rich in health. And I always get asked what's next in my journey or career or whatever it is that I'm doing, and all I want is to simply live in the present moment. Because all I've ever done up until this point is running towards a goal and running against the anti-vision of me. But finally, I feel at home, and I think that is the most priceless thing and something worth being in the present for. So telling you this story, all I really want to say is you can truly change your life in 1 year if you decide to turn all your pain into strength. You can literally see every single negative thing that's ever happened to you and turn it into an opportunity to grow. Move out from where you live, make new friends, remove everything that no longer aligns with you. Try new things, stack your skills, build a personal brand online, fix your own problems, then solve it for other people and then charge for it. That is literally the game plan. All you have to do is follow it. And if you are where I was a few years ago and you need someone to believe in you just like I did, know that I do. Just push through this and know that there is so much space for you here. And obviously, if you want an actionable piece of advice, then post on LinkedIn. It may as well change your life too. Also, I'm so big on self-education. I don't think I'd be anywhere if it wasn't for the knowledge I accumulated along the way. And if you want to succeed in business, then the right knowledge will help you get there quickly. If you want to follow a similar path to me with all the self-education I took on, then check out this video to find out which books helped me change my life. See you there.